welcome back to my channel. Today I'm taking a little bit of a detour from the videos that I would usually make, topics like mental health and chronic illness, and I'm bringing you something a little different. These are my recommendations for places to visit in the Cotswolds. I'm inspired by YouTubers who really take pride in where they live. Like, I can always rely on Taylor Bell for a great New York video, for instance, which is my absolute dream, by the way. A completely different world to the Cotswolds life, but a dream nonetheless. I recently visited Bourton-on-the-Water with my mum, and that's when I had the idea to create some videos about life in the Cotswolds. I've lived on the edge of the Cotswolds since birth, and it's such a popular destination for getaways and tourism, so I thought that a few recommendations might be helpful to anybody who's looking to visit this stunning area. So I'll be sharing some of my favourites, and please feel free to share some of your own down in the comments below and let's have a chat. Now, some of these suggestions are best to visit at certain times of the year and really thrive in particular seasons, whilst others are fantastic any time of the year. So I'll be chatting about the best times to visit as well. And just for fun, instead of stars, I'll be rating them with Cotswold stones. Let's kick things off with Bourton-on-the-Water. This is the most visited place in the Cotswolds, and I can understand why. This place is stunning no matter what the season, but I do feel like all of the seasons have something different to offer. My absolute favourite time to visit is spring, summer, when you can relax by the river. Just a heads up, I kept saying the word river when I was talking about Bourton-on-the-Water, but it's not a river, it's a stream, so I don't know why I kept saying river. So just bear that in mind. And grab yourself an ice cream, and let me tell you, there are plenty of places to get ice cream there when the weather's warm. My personal favourite is the Croft, but there are lots of different places to go to as well. In fact, the last time I went there, I saw something new, which was a guy selling organic homemade ice creams from a cart by the river, which I thought was pretty cool and authentic. You can dip your toes in the river when the weather's warm. Little ones can even have a paddle, although let me warn you, it is very cold in the water, no matter how warm it is. Don't know why. Now, Christmas time is also a really lovely time to visit Bourton-on-the-Water. You will find the big Christmas tree in the middle of the river. It always looks really pretty with all the lights, and you can visit one of the many independent shops to buy some nice unique Christmas gifts. There is also a Christmas shop that is open year-round. Autumn also adds its own charm, but I feel personally that spring, summer just cannot be beat there. Plus, there are fun attractions like Birdland, the Model Village, and the Motor Museum, where you can see the famous Brum, which may not mean a lot to you if you're not from the UK. You may be like, why have you just shown me a yellow car? And a little tip from me is not just to stick to the main pavement by the river. I very much recommend veering off down some of the side streets, where you will find some beautiful cottages that really capture the Cotswolds dream. My best piece of advice for visiting Bourton-on-the-Water is never to visit in January, because most things are closed, so there's really not much to do there at that time. Because they're so busy around Christmas time, all of the shops tend to close for a couple of weeks in January. I would give it a solid 4.5 Cotswold stones, because it's free to wander around. The only thing that you pay for is car parking, which in my opinion is a reasonable price, and anything that you choose to buy whilst you're there. Next up is Blenheim Palace. If you love to walk, then this is a real treat. There are plenty of paths to stroll, plenty of cafes and restaurants too. There's a gift shop there as well, and even a maze and an adventure playground for the kiddos. They host a magical Christmas trail from December through to the beginning of January, I believe, which is absolutely magical, although personally, I felt last year wasn't very good compared to previous years, but hopefully they'll be on their game this year and they'll be back with a beautiful, magical Christmas adventure. They also host a Halloween light trail, which is really fun as well. Also, at last year's Christmas light trail, although I felt that the light trail itself wasn't as good as previous years, they did have a huge Christmas market with craft stalls and food, and an indoor ice rink as well, so that was quite fun. And did you know know that this is Winston Churchill's former home. They open up some of the rooms in the palace, which is really fascinating if you're into history. Just a heads up though, Blenheim Palace can be a little bit pricey. A standard ticket for an adult is £41, but this does grant access for the whole year. So if you're local, this is great because you have a year's access, but if you're just visiting from far away, I will leave it up to you to decide on the price. I'll give it 4 Cotswold stones, balancing the price of the ticket with the experience. Now let's talk about Cotswold Lavender. This spot is only open from July to August, so make sure that you plan ahead. It's pretty straightforward. It is a couple of fields of different variations of lavender. There's a quaint little coffee shop, which is basically just a shed, by the way, and also a very small gift shop, also a shed. It's a great spot for a summer stroll and an absolute dream for photographers because there are lots of picturesque moments and it's just really lovely and scenic, and just really overall gives you that countryside Cotswold England feel. Tickets for Cotswold Lavender in 2025 are £5.75 from the 18th to the 27th of June. To visit during the peak flowering period, the cost is $7.75 for an adult, which roughly translates to $10.47 or €9.24. And upon researching the ticket prices, I discovered that last year the Beechwood Trail opened. This is a wonderful area for adults to enjoy nature, while little ones can head to the teepee camp for stories, songs, or a teddy bear's picnic, which is the cutest thing ever. Follow the trail to reach the viewing point overlooking the Vale of Evesham. I'm going to give it 3 Cotswold stones because it's not open for very long and there's not much to do there, so you wouldn't want to spend a whole day at Cotswold Lavender, but definitely worth visiting for the views, I think. Next we have Cirencester, the largest town in the Cotswolds. This vibrant market town in Gloucestershire really has plenty to keep you busy. Between cosy coffee shops, pubs, unique shops, there is a lot to explore. Plus, in Cirencester, you will also find Cirencester Park and Bathurst Estate, which is acres upon acres of scenery to wander through. I recently discovered that there is now a small entrance fee for the park and gardens, but at £4 a ticket for an adult, I think this is pretty reasonable, and the area is bursting with history as well. So if that's your thing, I would definitely recommend a visit here. It's dog friendly, family friendly, and just a great place if you love walking as well. I'm going to give it 4 Cotswold stones. Next up is Sudley Castle, or Sudley Castle. Nobody knows how it's supposed to be pronounced. I kind of switch between the two. Similar to the aforementioned Blenheim Palace, but in my opinion at a much more affordable price. Sudley Castle and Gardens is located in Winchcombe in Gloucestershire and is bursting with royal history. And again, if you enjoy walking, this is a great place to visit. I believe this is a lovely place to visit all year round, but probably spring and summer are best when you're visiting the gardens because that's when all the flowers are in bloom and it just looks really lovely. You can also take a guided tour around the site and even explore some of the castle rooms. Additionally, you can find St Mary's Chapel on the site if that's the kind of thing that you enjoy. Plus, there are loads of family activities too, including the adventure playground and the animal trail. This is a great day out for families or just for adults, or even a solo day out, and there are plenty of places to eat and drink there as well. You can even get married here, which I think would be absolutely magical. If you're looking for somewhere to stay that really gives you the Cotswolds feel, you can stay here at Sudley Castle. They do have cottages there that are available to rent, but these don't come cheap. Overall, I'm going to give Sudley Castle 5 Cotswold stones because it's affordable compared to other sites that are similar, minus the price of the cottages if you're looking for accommodation. It's packed with history and there's something for everybody, whether you're looking to explore the castle rooms or you just fancy a lovely walk and a picnic. Next up is Cotswolds Farm Park. Now this is mainly applicable to families, so if you're visiting as a family, I would highly recommend this. However, if you're traveling solo or if you're a group of adults, this may not be the one for you. Cotswold Farm Park, which in recent years has been renamed to Adam Henson's Cotswold Farm Park, which you may recognise from BBC's Country File. apparently, is a great day out in spring and summer. There are loads of animals there and a park to enjoy and lots of places to sit for a picnic as well. In the springtime you can watch chicks being hatched, you can watch lambs being born, and it's truly a lovely place to visit at that time of year. Overall, I would give it 3.5 Cotswold stones. Next up is Cotswold Wildlife Park. Now, even as an adult, I love a day out to the zoo, so if that's you, then I would thoroughly recommend that you visit Cotswold Wildlife Park. There are so many different animals to see and it covers a vast area of land, so it's great for a little bit of fresh air as well. Tickets come in at £17.50 for an adult or £12.50 for a child over 2, which, considering this is the Cotswolds, which is a very expensive area, I personally think that's really reasonable. There are gardens to explore here as well, so there really is something for everybody. I would recommend visiting here between spring and autumn, and I'm going to give Cotswold Wildlife Park 4.5 Cotswold stones. And finally, we have Broadway, and I'm not referring to the Broadway in New York. That is a whole different place. Like some of the other suggestions that I've made, I'm not sure that Broadway would be a great visit for an entire day, but it is definitely worth seeing to kind of soak up some of the Cotswold atmosphere. The town is brimming with independent shops and tea rooms, and you can also visit Broadway Tower. Broadway Tower is also great for people who love walking and hiking, so I would definitely recommend that if that's you. Again, there's a lot of history behind it and the area just boasts the most stunning scenery. Overall, I'm going to give this 3 Cotswold stones because there's not a great deal to do here, but it's definitely a nice place to see if you want to kind of soak up some of that Cotswolds atmosphere, and a great place to get some peace and quiet as well. So there you have it. These are my top picks for a Cotswold adventure. I hope that this video has given you some ideas for your next getaway. Let me know your thoughts or any other recommendations in the comments down below, and let's all help each other out. I very much look forward to hearing from you, and until next time, goodbye.